Good morning. It's a bit noisier and a bit later this morning because we had a bit of a party last night. But we'll push on. The first thing I saw this morning in my newsfeed is a post from in Ecology from Keane Ramsey asking where do our thoughts come from. Now Keane was saying that none of us know and none of us can know, and that's very true. That's very true. The one thing Socrates used to say, what made him the wisest man, was the fact that you say, I know nothing. But at the same time, I'm not going to go around pleading ignorance in regard to everything, not after all my hard work and study. And whereas Keane is right, we can't know, we can only surmise. We can take what we do know. We can take, for example, physics, which is a study of how things are, the actual, this is a breakdown and an establishment of fundamental truths, and we can take those fundamental truths to establish fundamental truths. This is reason. So we can take a physics model to have a better understanding of life rather than just plead ignorance in regard to everything. So for example, we could say, where do our thoughts come from? Well, it's the same way as a fundamental truth is, I am a configuration of atoms, you are a configuration of atoms, and there is no empty space between us. This is physics. This is an understanding of physics. And then if we break down the atom, we can say that the smallest particles, quarks, we have electromagnetic fields, which is, some calls it the Higgs field, I call it zero-point energy, which is comprised of the four fundamental forces of nature. Now basically I won't go too deep more into it, but mind is part of the electromagnetic spectrum. Basically our brain is an FM receiver, the same as our phone. Now we can also receive signals from the body through the peripheral senses. But then we have a sixth sense, which I surmise is picked up by neurons in the thalamus and transferred to the cerebellum for processing. But this is from my own reasoning and my own work, which I'm not going to ignore. My reasoning is as good as any physics model. Basically, I put enough work into it, and then my knowledge comes from the same place as everything else. The universe teaches me, but it teaches them as well. But these are fundamental truths. But one thing we can agree on is that I'm a configuration of atoms, you're a configuration of atoms, and if I move my hand, there's no empty space. And we can also say that mind is a part of the electromagnetic spectrum and permeates everything. This is why we say everything is mind. Everything is mind. It permeates everything, and then we get into consciousness. But then it's all in your ability to receive these signals and process these signals and use reason to establish our reality. Now, if the windows of your cognition is closed, your reality is going to be fairly fucking dull. I can tell you that. So I could give you a further breakdown of it, and more of a breakdown of where our thoughts come from. And then remember, it's a two-player game. So basically your thoughts, your mind, is the universe. Your mind is the universe. There's an art piece up the street here of a nebula in the head. To have the picture of the head and a nebula in the head. And this is a very accurate depiction of where your thoughts come from nature, and which you are a part. You are a part of nature. This is why I say, not I but we, not two but three. You and nature. Nature and its binary opposites, and you as a self. So now we can start to get some idea of where our thoughts come from. And this is very important, to have this understanding of where our thoughts come from. That they come from nature, and nature is comprised of binary opposites. And then we can get into interpreting the binary opposites and breaking down the binary opposites and establishing our values in relation to them. But everything in time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. But I'm having a good crack eating an elephant. Well, I'm pleased to say the hostel is very busy. It's going exactly in the direction I wanted to go in. The place is a crazy house. It's a crazy house. And, the most intelligent people have the biggest vibration. And when you get this vibration on the right frequency, it's like a beacon for more crazy people. This vibration, it's like the universe brings more crazy people. Like the hostel's half full now, and it's a wonderful place. It's a really wonderful place. The chap that I was complaining about in the first place, the chap that was really testing my stoicism, he's a wonderful chap. Very, very intelligent chap. Very intelligent chap. Brilliant chess player. But none of us want to be controlled, and everybody wants to impose their will. But I don't want to impose will. But yeah, I do want to impose my will, because I want the hostel to be a certain direction. It's a microcosm of the universe. You know, it's a small little pattern of the universe and how I want the universe to go. So for my idea of socialism and my idea of libertarianism based on virtue ethics, it must first work in this hostel before it can work anywhere else. This is a prototype, one of tolerance, one of our own, you know, and it has to be run on love. But people don't understand love. They don't understand love because they think love is all about control and all about possession and all about this is what causes the jealousy, all the negative emotions, the jealousy, the anger, the possession. And this is not love. It's not my idea of love. It's not my concept of love anyway. So what I want to demonstrate in this hostel is my concept of love. And this is just like an appreciation that everybody is the universe, and an appreciation that we're all individuals, an appreciation for each other, individuality, and then lead by example. Lead by example of just enjoy everybody else. Like they have in psychology this idea of tolerance. And one girl was saying to me last night about tolerance. And I said, no, fuck this. Fuck the tolerance, you know. I say no tolerance, because it's not something that should have to be tolerated. Do you know what I mean? It's something to be enjoyed, not tolerated. It's something to be enjoyed, not tolerated. If you're tolerating it, your opinion is wrong, your attitude is wrong. Like, it's not your opinion, it's not the things that disturb us, it's our opinion about the things. Like that chap came down the other day, and I was drying my clothes on the line, and he took off one of my jeans on the line, and he tried it on, and it wouldn't fit him. And then he took off that jeans and he put on another jeans, and there was no button on it. So he took that jeans off, and he started looking around then for anyone else's jeans that were there. Like, he doesn't give two fucks. But I went down to the room and I got another pair of jeans that's slightly a bit big for me, and I gave him them and said, here, try them on. And this is like your man with the Buddhism that I was saying, like, you know, that where the fuck was his Buddhism? These are only things. They're only fucking things, you know? You know what I mean? They're only fucking things. And I don't give a fuck about, you know, they're only a pair of fucking jeans, like. But if you start saying, hell, they're my jeans, that's my food, this is mine, this is going to cause you a lot of problems. You're going to start saying, you know, now you've confrontation, you've anger, they're my jeans, you know what I mean? Now you're making him feel guilty for behaving in the way he behaves. But this is just bollocks, you know? They're only a pair of fucking jeans. So I went down and gave him the pair of jeans. He's still wearing them, and I washed his pants and I hung him on the line, and I'll give him back his pants. Maybe he only has one pants. I only have two pants. Well, two now. But and this is the sort of thing, but the same chap's company is really to be enjoyed. Now, he doesn't want to speak English, and I most certainly am not going to speak Bulgarian. But that's okay. You know what I mean? There has to be tolerance for this. I'm here 2 years now, and I absolutely refuse to even learn so much as a word of Bulgarian. And I'm not going to enforce him or anybody else to speak English either. That this is completely up to them. But I'll just sit in the party and I'll just enjoy the vibration and I'll just enjoy the show. And I'm sort of glad I don't speak Bulgarian, because I don't have to process all this shit. I can just sit back and enjoy the theatre. And just enjoy the theatre. And I don't have to feel that it should be any different than it is. I don't have to feel that I have to impose my will on it. I don't feel that they have to behave in a manner that I see fit. I can just enjoy it. And then more crazy people are coming through the door. And more crazy people came through the door, and when they found more crazy people, we all embraced each other and we all had a little party. And I have to say, it was very, very good. It was very, very good, you know. And some people have a little English, and some people have a little Spanish, and some people have a little, some people have lots of Bulgarian. But the whole thing is we're all in the one vibe, we're all in the one frequency. And it's not tolerance. this is the thing I want to emphasize. It's not tolerance. It's an appreciation of each other. It's enjoying each other's company, not tolerating it, enjoying it. And this is love, like when you can accept each other for who they are and what they are, and not try to control anybody, because the last thing these people want is control, and the last thing we want is to be controlled by half-wits, people who aren't that clever. They just have knowledge, they just have knowledge. They just have and this is just dogmatic indoctrination, that they have knowledge of how they think it is, how they think it ought to be. Like Peterson, I like Peterson, but there's no fucking rules. It's up to each and every individual to use reason to create rules by which to live by. And then when you have what we have up here, we have alchemy, that people start learning from each other. Like, for example, now I started leaving my shoes outside the room because 2 or 3 other people started leaving their shoes outside the room. Now, I've never done this, and I've sort of always been against this idea. You can just stick the smell. Yeah, but now I've started leaving my shoes outside the room, and this is alchemy. Do you understand? This is alchemy, we learn from each other. We start to say, well, that's not such a bad idea. Maybe out of respect for others, I'll start leaving my shoes outside the room. But then there's some things I absolutely won't bend on and won't give on. And that's okay, and they just have to tolerate this, you know what I mean? But one thing there's no fucking rules, and I'm most certainly not going to make any anyway. No, I'm not, no rules. Everybody just use reason, and everybody, because out of love you start to say, well, I have an appreciation for this person. It's not even that you won't piss them off, because you don't care about pissing them off, but it's just when you like someone enough, well, you just want them to be happy, isn't that it? You just want them to be happy, and that's what I want in this hostel, just for everybody to be happy. And if we're all happy, this is an amazing vibration, and a really creative vibration. And I'll just tell you now, stand back and watch this, because we're just about to start creating, and we're going to start creating content, and we're going to start streaming from this hostel, and we're going to start teaching. We're going to grow tomato plants, we're going to do art, we're going to sing, we're going to dance, we're going to work. This is our work. We are going to stream out this hostel, and we are going to show you a different way of life. But you're welcome to watch the crazies, but you're going to pay to watch the crazies. You're going to pay to watch the crazies. I'm not sure what channel we're going to stream this on yet, but this is going to be... the amount of money we could make from this hostel is finite. Do you know what I mean? It's very limited. But when we combine the finite and the infinite, as I'm doing now, the finite and the infinite, the amount of money that we can make is infinite. And then it's, as Peterson said, it's a question of what we do with this money. And my next aim then is another hostel in maybe Velika Ternova, and another hostel in Velengrad. And the one in Velengrad, this is just the plan now, because we talk big ideas when we're having a drink and a smoke. We talk big ideas. And the next idea is for a hostel in Velengrad, and that is big in the mineral water. So we'll have a spa attached to the hostel, and we're going to stream everything. But this will be in even a move up again, a bigger hostel, and a spa attached to the hostel. And we're going to work the same thing, the same model here. But this is going to be, I'm going to stream the shit out of this, and the spa then will be a real place for a real healing centre, because you can just come and sit in the fucking spa. Maybe have a drink in the spa, or smoke in the spa, I don't know yet, we'll see. Let's just see, let's just build the fucking thing first. It's baby steps, moment by moment, day by day. You stay present, but the whole thing is that the past and the present are interlocked. They're interconnected. So I don't want to be stumbling blindly through life. You learn from the past and project it onto the future. Every action, is this conducive to the goal? Is this conducive to the goal? What is the best response to be conducive to the goal? And that's all I give a fuck about. What is the best response? And that's including to my thoughts. What is the best response, the one that's most conducive to the goal? In every eventuality, what's the best response, the one that's most conducive to the goal? Good morning to you. Bye. Talk to you tomorrow maybe, yeah? Bye.